not good at technology, but not. Okay. So, split it into months. Yeah? And then split it into quarters. And then, after you finish every quarter, create a balance sheet and create a clearance of account and say, I have this quarter 300K on the side. Now, every time you pass 2 quarters, as we said, buy something. Buy the thing that gives you the most amount of return. Yeah? So, if what gives you the most amount of return with the least amount of management, so that you can continue prospering in your business and continue growing in your business. If that is a studio, a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, whatever it is, buy it. And then next quarter and the one after, if you make another 600K, go ahead and buy another. Now what happens is, within 3-4 years, you've collected 4 or 5 of those. Let's say it's 1.2 million dirhams you've invested the first year, which is 600, 300K per quarter, yeah? If it's 1.2 million and it's earning 8% only, and let's say you're going the most simple conventional way, no mortgages, nothing, although it's not advisable. It's advisable to go with mortgages and all of those. Let's say that's the route you're going. 1.2 million, 8%, multiply it by 4 years. Yeah, let's use a calculator. 1,200,000 times. I don't want to say it's cumulative. I don't want to say that you're having that profit on top of what. I want to say it's simple, yeah? 1.2 million times 4 years times 8%. That's 384K. Yeah? Although you didn't have the 1.2 million only, yeah? You didn't have the 1.2 million all through the way. You had the 1.2 million on the road as you go, yeah? However, after 4 years, so I want to say that you didn't earn approximately anything for those 4 years. You started earning 4th year, 384K. Thus, every 2 years, the apartments themselves buy another apartment. Yeah, logic. The apartments themselves will buy another apartment. And then, every year, that will happen. Because remember, 4th year, you still bought 2 apartments or 1 apartment, and then they bought an apartment. So if we do the proper calculation and we say, first year you earned 1.2 million, 8% on that. Next year you earned it on 2.4 million, 8% on that. The year after you had 3.6 million and 8% on that. The year after you had 4.8 million and 8% on that. And if we do this calculation, you will end up in the 4th year able to buy 2 apartments just from the revenue of apartments. Now, let's scroll it on just 2 years, 6th year. Your apartments are buying an apartment a year. Alone. Remember, this is without mortgaging, without extending your possibilities to buy. Nothing. You're just buying the properties that give you the most potential of return and the properties that require the most amount of management. And you go on and on. 6 years. You've been now doing it for 3 or 4? 3. So 3 years. 6 years from now, which is double the time, you will have a portfolio that is earning you as much as you earn today, alone. So you'll have another one of you, man, beside you. You will have someone beside you doing exactly what you're doing and giving it to you every year. Now, remember, run it another 2 years or 3 years after that. It will generate a third one of you. Another 3 years, it will generate 2 of you because it's cumulative and it's adding up and you're still generating, and at that time, hopefully you'll be at your peak. And this is guaranteed wealth. There's no way you don't go there. But again, if you invest 1 million dirhams and you trade it and it earns you 30%, that's nothing. you'll make yourself poor only. You're just using the time that you could have used for prosperity and work and business. But if you're investing 10 million dirhams that way, or 20 million dirhams that way, or 30 million dirhams that way, and even if it earns you 10%, 15%, it's better than the million earning you 30%, and it's worth more of your time. So do not start every 300,000 dirhams you create, start by investing it in a way that acquires some of your time. No, try to invest it in a way that acquires the least of your time possible and where you can forget it. I come from a country where interest rates on deposits are very high. Now it's very, very high, but very, very risky. At that time it was very high, but it wasn't as risky. And I was blessed. I believe my generation who come from Lebanon were blessed with one thing. For years we were earning ridiculous interest rates, very high, and doing very little at a decent risk profile at that time. Now you earn double but a very high risk profile, so no smart man would go that route. However, that was a blessing, because even prior to having the money to invest in property, your money was earning passively, decent income, and working well. And it's above inflation. It's actually double and a half inflation what we used to earn. And it's pegged to the dollar and too many of those. So the plan is the coming week, because you'll split what you want in a year, which is, we said 900,000. Can we do 900? 900,000 divided 12, or 900,000 divided 52. So you need 15,000 saved every week. Now, you will not be saving 15 every week. You may be saving the monthly capacity of that. However, when you decide that, you'll put yourself into the plan. So this is the activity I need to do this week to get to that. So I know, for example, today, there is few things I need to do to get from point A to point B. I'm doing those today, because if I wake up in the morning, I need to do 120,000 dirhams every day to cover costs. I didn't prosper, I just what? Cover costs. So every 120,000 dirhams a day, I cover costs, including Friday. So when I wake up in the morning, the first thing is, where is my 120,000 dirhams today? And how can I build something that can earn much more than 120 next day, and the day after, and the day after? So it's the short term, medium term, and long term. And this is exactly what you need to do. Makes sense? Logic?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's your plan.